Good morning, America. More than 86 million on alert as a storm threat stretches coast to coast this morning. Overnight, severe weather slams the Midwest. Wind gusts up to 70 miles an hour. Heavy hail hits the heartland. This waterspout barrels across Florida. And out west, record rainfall. Now that massive storm system on the move.
Also this morning, boycott. As outrage grows over the abortion ban, new calls to pull businesses from Georgia, Missouri, and Alabama. All this as some Republican leaders now question whether the new bills go too far.
Breaking overnight. Fighter jet crash. This F-16 military plane slamming into a building with workers inside.
That's a military airplane in our building.
Leaving this gaping hole. The stunning images and the mystery this morning. How was there no fire, and how did everyone make it out alive?
The new SAT twist. On the heels of that Hollywood admissions scandal, the College Board now adding an adversity score. How where you live and what you make could affect your chances of getting into college.
Snatched. The kidnapping attempt caught on surveillance camera. A little boy taken out of McDonald's while his family wasn't looking. How this eagle-eyed young girl stopped it just in time.
Blanket is back. The Jackson brothers like you've never seen them before. Why Michael Jackson's sons, Prince and Blanket, are now stepping into the spotlight.
And Family Feud.
Seth Curry for three.
Seth Curry's big night, going head-to-head with his superstar brother, nearly winning it all with this three.
Seth Curry from downtown.
But how Steph and the Warriors sent Portland packing.
Live in Times Square, this is Good Morning America.
Good morning, America. Great to have you with us on this Friday morning. And what a fight last night on the court.
Yeah, thankfully my Golden State won that one. But Seth Curry, boy, did he put up a fight, stealing the ball from his big brother, Steph. She's a Seth Curry, Steph Curry. 4 times. Wait until you see his reaction. It's
Moral
pretty
victories
incredible.
there.
Yes, exactly.
We're going to begin with that storm threat for millions right now. The Midwest hit hard by severe storms, record flooding out west, and now that storm is on the move. So let's begin with Ginger. Good morning, Ginger.
Good morning, everyone. This is not how we want to start our weekend. You're looking at pictures coming from Tiffin, Iowa. The lightning there, that was just one of 100 severe storm reports, right? So you had that. Then you go to parts of Illinois and Indiana. You had golf ball size hail. Those transformers blowing because the winds gusted to some 70 miles per hour. The severe storms going to be attached to another one that's already dropped more than 1.5 inches of rain in Spokane, Washington, caused that flash flooding and dropped snow in the Sierra. So it's really almost the entire nation that's going to deal with pockets of this today. You can see it's going to be severe here and in the mid-Atlantic, heavy rain along that front there to the north. These couple of areas I really want you to watch. If you're in Washington, D.C., Roanoke, Virginia, back to, say, Columbus, Ohio, watch along that front today for damaging wind, and then it's tornado hail, and, of course, large hail is what we're talking, Cecilia, back in the high plains.
It's going to be rough for a lot of people out there. Okay, Ginger, thank you. We are now going to turn to that heated backlash over the Alabama abortion law. This morning, calls for boycotts are growing louder, from lawmakers to A-list celebrities who are vowing not to work or spend money in that state. And it is not just Alabama now. ABC's Steve Osunsami is in Atlanta, and Steve, Georgia now facing the same backlash in the wake of a new anti-abortion law there.
That's right, Cecilia. We are standing outside the front steps of the Georgia State Capitol, and the fight over abortion is not just legislative, it is becoming economic. Big budget Hollywood productions have called the South home in the last few years, thanks to generous tax breaks approved by lawmakers. Black Panther, The Avengers, The Blind Side, and so many more. But now that those same lawmakers are either banning or nearly banning abortions, Hollywood actors and producers are calling for boycotts. In Georgia, which recently banned nearly all abortions after 6 weeks of pregnancy, Jason Bateman, Alyssa Milano, Gabrielle Union, and Don Cheadle are all threatening to refuse or pull productions in the state, where more than 450 movies and TV shows were filmed last year. Overnight, former gubernatorial candidate Stacey Abrams encouraged abortion rights supporters not to punish workers of the state's film industry, most of whom likely oppose the new laws as well.
The only real compromise is for government and politicians to say that we don't get to decide what a woman does with her body.
What do we do? Stand up like that.
This morning, Democratic lawmakers in Maryland and Colorado are threatening to cancel all government travel to Alabama and threatening to pull investments from any companies headquartered there. On social media, the hashtag Boycott Alabama is going viral with help from celebrities like Rihanna and Chris Evans. Abortion activists are calling for a total boycott of Mercedes-Benz, which produces cars at a plant outside Tuscaloosa and has U.S. headquarters in Georgia. They're also targeting Alabama's $15.1 billion poultry industry. But those who've been fighting for decades to restrict or eliminate abortions are standing firm.
I really believe that abortion is murder. I'd rather the babies be born, and if the person doesn't want the baby, then they can let somebody else adopt the baby.
Speaking to reporters on Thursday, Vice President Pence cheered the new laws, saying, "I'm proud to be part of a pro-life administration, and President Trump and I have worked to stand for the sanctity of life since the outset of this administration." Democrats running against them are promising to bring the fight on the issue.
I can tell you one thing. If this is the fight that President Trump wants, if this is a fight that he wants with the American people, if this is a fight he wants with America's women, it is a fight he will have, and it is a fight he will lose.
I don't want to be a fearmonger, but I do believe that they're trying to go on a path that will totally dismantle Roe v. Wade, and we have to be vigilant.
Even the top Republican in the House says some of these restrictions go too far.
But in my whole political career, I also believed in rape, incest, or life of the mother. There was exceptions. That's exactly what Republicans have voted on in this House.
As a resident, if the movie industry were to get up and leave this state, the people it would hurt the most are people who live in some of the most liberal counties in Georgia. The people who are pushing these laws, the lawmakers, have a sense of righteousness on their side, and no boycott will change that. Cecilia.
You really captured that debate well there, Steve. Thank you. Michael?
All right, thank you. And now to that F-16 crash in California. The military fighter jet slamming into a warehouse, leaving this gigantic hole behind. The pilot managed to eject safely before the accident, but others were injured inside. Our chief national correspondent, Matt Gutman, is on the scene in Riverside, California with the latest. Good morning, Matt.
Yeah, good morning, Michael. 12 people were, in fact, injured and taken to area hospitals, mostly with light injuries. But firefighters we spoke to said this could have been so much worse, given the fact that this was a 25,000-pound fighter jet screaming into that industrial zone in the middle of the workday at a couple of 100 miles an hour and possibly carrying live ammunition, even missiles. That F-16 fighter jet seemed to fall right out of the sky, slamming into a Southern California warehouse.
That's a military airplane in our building.
The Air National Guard jet on a training mission smashing to a stop amid those metal racks and cardboard boxes, its tail the only thing visible above the pile of wreckage.
I heard the explosion, I turned around, and I just seen the burst of flames.
The crash raining debris down on workers inside. 12 of them rushed to the hospital.
And I just seen the ceiling from all over the building just start collapsing.
Just glad to be alive.
The pilot apparently losing control of the jet just shy of the base's runway, able to eject and parachute to safety. His parachute and cockpit canopy landing near the runway, his plane veering off.
The airplane was probably coming home and it was low on gas. That's good because when it impacted that warehouse, there was no serious fire, or the fire that was there was put out very quickly.
From the air, you can see those jets of water from the warehouse sprinkler system shooting down, water and debris spilling into the parking lot. This unit's mission is to protect the skies over the United States to prevent another 9/11. So it is definitely possible that there were live munitions on board. Now, another thing investigators are going to look at is why, obviously, that pilot lost control of the plane, but also why that plane seemed to veer so far off that runway and into a populated area. Cecilia.
A lot of big questions there still. Okay, Matt, thank you. We'll turn now to the White House. After days of heated rhetoric with Iran, this morning there are signs that the tensions might be easing. ABC's chief White House correspondent Jonathan Karl joins us now. And John, the president made it clear he does not want to see the U.S. go to war with Iran.
Good morning, Cecilia. Yeah, the president was asked directly if the U.S. is going to war with Iran yesterday, and he answered simply, "I hope not." And that is the message that he gave essentially to his national security team on Wednesday in a briefing in the Situation Room, saying flatly he does not want to go to war. The message that I am hearing from senior officials is essentially the president doesn't want war, but he will do everything necessary to protect American lives. And if Iran or Iranian proxies attack U.S. interests in the region, that they will not like the U.S. response. And this comes after a week of really heightening tensions with Iran. On one hand, you had the State Department order all non-essential U.S. personnel home from the embassy in Iraq, citing intelligence that Iran or its proxies could attack American assets there. The Pentagon, of course, deployed a U.S. carrier strike group to the Arabian Sea, and we saw 4 oil tankers in the region sabotaged, with U.S. officials suggesting that Iran was behind it. But even as all this has gone on, the president has made it clear he would rather have negotiations with Iran than military conflict. George?
Trying to tamp down that tension. Okay, John, thanks very much. We're going to get the latest now on the Mueller investigation after a court orders a release of documents that raise questions about how President Trump's team may have tried to influence the testimony of former National Security Advisor Michael Flynn. Our Chief Justice Correspondent Pierre Thomas joins us from Washington. Good morning, Pierre.
George, good morning. That's right. We're getting new details about just how extensively Michael Flynn cooperated with the special counsel. And the newly released documents suggest that Flynn told prosecutors he was feeling pressure from the president and his supporters. Mueller's team said Flynn told them, quote, either he or his attorneys received communications from persons connected with the administration or Congress that could have affected both his willingness to cooperate and the completeness of that cooperation. There's apparently a voicemail that documents this. We're also going to get more details about Flynn's big lie. The judge in the case is planning to release transcripts of his conversations with the Russian ambassador about President Obama's sanctions targeting the Russians for hacking Hillary Clinton's emails. What did Flynn tell him? Looks like we're going to find out. Flynn has also said he did not discuss those sanctions, George.
So more documents are being released, but still no congressional testimony from Robert Mueller. It appears the negotiations have stalled.
That's right. Attorney General Barr continues to say Mueller is free to testify, but House Judiciary Chairman Jerry Nadler expressed frustration yesterday that he still can't get a date for testimony. My sources are suggesting that the reclusive Mueller is not eager to be caught in the political crossfire, but those negotiations continue, George.
Pierre Thomas, thanks very much, Michael.
All right, George, thank you. And now to that big change in the SAT. This is coming in the wake of the college admission scandal. The organization behind the exam announcing that all students will get an adversity score. Our Chief National Affairs Correspondent, Tom Yamas, is here with more. Good morning, Tom.
Michael, good morning to you. This is a major move that could have a profound impact on the 2 million students that take the SATs every year. The days of just getting tested in verbal and math proficiency may be over. Can you measure grit, and is that fair?
This morning, we're learning more about a new tool now being tested to possibly help level the college playing field and curb admission scandals like some of those seen in the Varsity Blues investigation, including what happened with Felicity Huffman, who pleaded guilty to paying big bucks to increase her daughter's test scores. The College Board, responsible for the SAT, planning to assign an adversity score along with the actual test score for each student.
I think this tool is completely honest and says to students with less, we get that you have less, we're honest about that, but you can still achieve at a very high level, and tell students with a lot of privilege, hey, we recognize that about you too, and we will expect more from you.
Here's how it works. On a scale of 1 to 100, the College Board will calculate a student's disadvantage level by looking at the student's neighborhood, family, and school. 15 factors will be examined closely, such as crime, the poverty rate, and the median income in their neighborhood. Also, is the student raised by a single parent? Is English a second language? Already 50 schools have tested the system with a planned rollout of 150 more. But not everyone is on board. The dean of Georgetown telling the Washington Post, we have so much personal data on all of our applicants that we don't feel the need for a tool like this.
Now, if you noticed, I didn't mention the word race. The College Board says they will not take that into account. The thinking that courts have challenged affirmative action policies at universities, and they're trying to make this bulletproof. Again, this is still being tested out, and some schools have made it clear they're not on board, but many schools like this idea. They like that they can put the SAT score in more context.
Yeah, and it does seem like a fair solution there. Okay, Tom, thanks very much.
We're going to turn now to new developments in that heated police encounter in Colorado. You'll remember it. We've showed it to you a few times. A black man confronted by an officer while picking up trash in his own yard. The newly released body cam footage shows how it all started. ABC's Clayton Sandell has the very latest.
I couldn't help but notice you just sitting on the patio out there. What's that?
I couldn't help but notice you're sitting on the patio behind this building. Yeah.
From calm to chaotic in seconds.
Well, I'm just checking to make sure that you have a right to be here, that's all.
I just told you I lived here.
Okay.
I told you that I'm working as well.
Okay.
Shouldn't that be enough for you?
Newly released body camera footage shows Boulder police officer John Smiley investigating Zaid Atkinson in March for trespassing after spotting the college student picking up trash in front of his building. The tension rapidly escalates.
Sit down.
I'm not sitting down.
Then you're probably going to get tased in a second.
Why?
Because you have a weapon. Put that down.
I have a weapon?
Put it down and comply with my orders.
Atkinson refuses.
It's filming right now.
Idiot.
Have a seat,
Why would you
please.
think that you could tase me? I'm freaking picking up trash on my property.
I need to confirm it.
Which is where I live.
There's a sign.
I'm not doing anything illegal, and you're not gonna tase me, officer.
A scathing internal affairs investigation finding the officer did not have probable cause to charge Atkinson with any crime and should have ended his contact as soon as Atkinson gave his name and address.
I told you many times to put it down.
And you're holding a gun.
Put it down.
And you're holding a gun.
Sir, put it down.
And you're holding a gun. How do you feel?
Put it down,
How
sir.
do you feel, officer?
More officers arrive, 8 in all, some with guns drawn.
I will not sit down. I refuse to sit down until you guys put your weapons away.
Finally, police confirm Atkinson's story,
Does he live here? Yes. Okay.
and the tense 22-minute standoff ends.
We've decided that we're going to end things at this point. What a surprise.
Well, I believe that this man had approached me because I'm a black male in an all-white town.
Boulder police claim there was no evidence Atkinson was racially profiled, but say Smiley likely would have still been suspended or fired. Instead, the 14-year veteran quit the force.
Now, Boulder police say Officer Smiley had no prior discipline problems. Now, he will be paid almost $70,000 for vacation and sick days until his resignation is final in February. Atkinson's attorneys say that is unacceptable. They plan on filing a civil rights lawsuit against the city. Michael?
All right, thank you. It happens it happens too much.
That video is just infuriating
And every
to
time
watch.
you see it, it's even more infuriating.
Yep.
All right, now we're going to go to that NBA nail biter. The Curry brothers, they put on a show last night, trading points back and forth on the court. Seth even getting 4 steals. He got them all from his older brother, Steph. You should hear about that at the Thanksgiving Day table. The game went down to the wire with just over a minute to go. Seth pulling off that crucial three-pointer right there, putting his Blazers ahead. But then the Warriors battled back as they do, winning 114 to 111 in the hard-fought Western Conference Finals game. But there's no bad blood between the brothers, of course. After the game, Steph said this.
This was like the coolest experience I think I've ever had playing, against him. We talked about the stage, and he was amazing tonight. Every minute he was out there defensively, he was a pest. Made 3 big shots in the fourth quarter. It worked out perfectly tonight. He played well, and we won.
I was going to say, what if he would have said that had they lost? And the Curry parents had lots to celebrate. A great game for both of their sons, and they'll face off again tomorrow night in Game 3, starting 9 Eastern on ESPN. But it's great to see these two go back.
I love it. He did sum it up pretty well.
Oh, yeah.
Following a lot of other stories this morning, including how a young girl stopped a possible kidnapping when this little boy was taken. His family wasn't looking.
And why Michael Jackson's sons are now stepping into the spotlight. Blanket and Prince like you've never seen them before. But first, let's go back over to Ginger.
And with this late season storm, Cecilia, more than a half foot at Squaw Valley, California. They're going to be open until the 4th of July. Let's get to the weekend getaways now. Brought to you by Amazon Echo.
Look, Grandpa, I got you the Echo Show. You can ask it to play music or check the weather. Valerie, Alexa, at 6 p.m., remind Grandpa your favorite desserts in the fridge.
Okay, I'll set a reminder.
Alexa, play the song that goes Valerie.
Well, sometimes I go out by myself and I look across the water.
On Weather Alert today, we'll be tracking some showers and some strong, potentially severe thunderstorms. 4 to 8 today. Tomorrow also 2 to 3 o'clock we'll have some thunderstorms. And then a chance also on Sunday after 1 p.m. Our first 90 also potentially coming up on Sunday, where it will feel more like 95 degrees. So a hot weekend for you, and Memorial Day weekend looking that way too. So keep your Storm Watch 7 Weather Alert ready to go all day long.
Coming up as we head into the weekend.
I know what it's like to be in a financially struggling family. We had a lot of leftovers. I couldn't have asked for better parents, but like